Hi, friends. Very good evening. Happy Monday. Happy start of the week. Today, I'm taking up a topic because in the afternoon, I was having a very interesting discussion with certain startups and mid sized companies, the difference between sales and business development. And they were asking me about different new business development strategy. So I'm just going to talk about new business development strategy today. It is applicable to both the product as well as the service industry here. Though there will be few variations, I will explain that as I'm going to talk to you all. First of all, thanks for the feedback in my earlier video. I'm trying to improve my audio as well as visual. Hope this time my voice is more better. Okay, first of all, new business development. Sales, we all understand it is to bring the orders to the company here. What is business development here? Business development is to acquire new clients and to nurture the business here, or nurture the clients so that you can get larger ticket size, or you can get a larger pie of the wallet from the customer here. New business development is where you're trying to penetrate into new market, or you're trying to put across a new service, or you're going to launch a new product. So these are the terminologies from sales, new business development, and business development here. Now, there are plenty of strategies. There is nothing called as right or wrong actually here. Because every business, every environment, every organization has a combination which works for them here. So, so when anyone asks me what is the right strategy or what is the best strategy, there are various strategies which I'm going to talk to you on. Again, the caveat is nothing right or wrong. It depends upon how we modify that to our needs and how do we launch it here. How do we take it to the market here. So first and foremost in the business development strategy I like to touch upon is on the networking. Networking is the key actually here. Networking can be done in various ways. The very critical way is face-to-face meeting. Of course, I understand during the COVID time it was a virtual, it was Zoom, it was Teams, it was a Cisco meeting, various other forums here. Now COVID is gone. Majority of the meetings have started happening face-to-face, but basic preliminary meetings are also happening still in video mode through conferences, through video conferences here. So it's very important to have those meetings here, and preferably face-to-face meetings or a virtual meeting, but that is the first form of networking actually here. Now the second form of the networking is LinkedIn connection. I personally use LinkedIn heavily. I try to develop my first level degree connection in my relevant field, in my relevant hobbies, in my relevant domain expertise, in my relevant business function, in my relevant area of interest. It is very important you try to create the awareness of your skills, what services you have as an organization, and how you can solve the business problem area of the particular person who's there. It can be for the job, it can be for the new skills, it can be a technical clarification, it can be new product features, it can be a domain, it can be a certain thought process, it can be an insight on a regulatory, it can be an insight on the compliance. You have a different ways how you can engage with the LinkedIn audience here. I'll try to take a separate topic on LinkedIn audience in depth later, but that is second subsection inside networking here. The third one is I use very frequently is Twitter. I'm telling you from my personal experience, what I've gained in last 25 years here. Again, there is nothing called as right or wrong. I'm sharing you my experience here. So Twitter is also very good where I want to give a short service or want to pass on my infographic, my USP of my product or of my service or of my thought process. I create a quick infographic and share it across here. This is very good for the people who are not good to write or who feel little bit difficult to articulate here. Then the quick way is write a short sentence, articulate your USP, why, or create a small infographic and share it across here. Third type is I also use Facebook. Though there is a different schools of thoughts for Facebook, few people keep it for professional, few people keep it for personal, few people keep it for combination for both. The reason why I use Facebook is also is because all my business connects, all my peers, all my professional, they are converting into for personal bonding here. So when you get into new business development, you have to create that type of relationship where you have a semi-professional relationship here, and that is where you become that trusted inner circle here. And it is very important that you maintain no sales there, but it is more of engaging, more of knowing the hobbies, more of knowing the area of interest, and if it matches, you collaborate here. For example, I'm an avid cricket fan, so when anything who are related to cricket, we share our thoughts. I am very, another thing is very much I like is traveling to new places. Again, that is what gels me with my related groups of friends who are there in the Facebook, who also articulates and we gel it out what are new places to eat, what are the new places to travel. That is a type of another type of relationship at trust level you are bringing into telepathy. Again, no sales, this is just pure giving and connecting and sharing your insights, getting the insights and taking your relationship further here. Other type of within the networking is conferences here. I request all my dear friends to attend as many as conferences. If it is a free conferences, it's a must tick box you need to attend. The conferences are a couple of many things here. It is to create the noise in the ecosystem here. People ask me that it is waste of time in conference. Yes, there again, as I said, there's no right or wrong answer. But established brand, a brand which is trying to make itself presence and brand which is still unknown. It is very important that we come into the area in that particular market, attend as many conferences as possible, because that will start triggering in the mind that people have started registering your company name, your services, your capabilities, your product, what you're bringing to the market here. So it is very important to be part of those conferences here. I prefer physical conferences because it is good idea you bump into people who are during a coffee break, during a breakout sessions, during a panel discussions where you can ask questions. You can also come to know what other audiences are asking the questions, why that question is coming, do they have a particular pain area, do you have excuse me, do you have a product or services which can fulfill. So all of this can happen through conferences here. So that is another medium for networking here. Other very interesting thing which I use, this is again from my personal experience I'm sharing, is I utilize also a social slash educational slash game events here. When I was in US, I stayed and lived there, or whether I was in Europe where I stayed and lived there, I closely was associated with the school events here. And when you are associated with the school events, when you are associated with the social events, there is a group of community which comes in here. And that group of the communities, you again exchange your hobbies, you again exchange your business pain areas, you exchange your reviews, you exchange your ideas, and you bring into the different level of networking here. Networking. So there are various ways how you can network, and these are the various means which I have connected and shared to you all. It's a face-to-face meeting, virtual meeting, it is LinkedIn, it is Twitter, it is Facebook, it is attending the social events, attending the school events, any event where a gathering is there, and conferences, and how do you introduce yourself and how do you connect. And as you keep repeating on the various group, you are sure to get into a certain alignment here. It predominantly the key here is repeating here, because I see few of the organizations or few of my friends who are the startup, they try to do for 1 or 2 months and then it fizzles out here, because nothing is easy today to make a business development, because you should understand there is a heavy competition here in the market. There is heavy mind share where people are trying to get the eyeballs, they're trying to get the attention here. So what is very important is we improve upon each of those events, each of those interaction. Next time when you go, you add on, you learn the lessons learned. Very important thing here is lessons learned and how do you correct always. And one thing you should understand, the technology is moving very fast. The environment drivers are changing very drastically fast. So it's very important that you move, you get exposed to it, and you try to realign your thought process. Our business strategy should be flexible, so you're able to incorporate those changes. And those changes can come only when you interact. Because those are the first hand information you get, and then you can do a research and then take a call how it happens. So the first part of my business development strategy was around networking, and these are ways. So for the product, there is a specific way how you can go ahead and do. For services here, so it's very important. Networking is common for both here. So this is one, sir. Now second thing is very critical is the thought leadership and content marketing. It's a two different thing, but I have clubbed it into two because for me I feel both goes hand in hand. But if you see various people, they split the thought leadership and content marketing separately here. Again, there is nothing called right or wrong. This is my personal experience over last 25 years. I am trying to share this here. So I thought leadership and content marketing go hand in hand here. Now, how do you articulate yourself as a thought leadership here? Is via by speaking engagement, by writing blogs, going to the various forums in your product related or in your domain related or in your technical field related, and going and articulating where people ask certain doubts or they have certain clarification or they are stuck up, you clarify and try to give it. Publishing white papers, writing blogs in your own language, in your own layman language, and articulating your thoughts. New compliance, new laws, new magic quadrant coming from each consulting firms. Articulate in your language what you mean by that here. This clearly differentiates that you are trying to enrich and you're trying to give this knowledge to the people, because today there is so much of knowledge fed into the social media via various means. So people are looking for crisp, clear knowledge so that they know how to get it quickly than scanning 24 pages or 100 pages or scanning through the whole long blog. So if you can make a crisp insight and start sharing, and this is what people are looking at it here. Other way is that become a panelist in various conferences, in breakout sessions. Try to become a panelist in your area of interest, in your area of what you're trying to do here. Become a moderator in those discussions. These are the ways people start noticing you, the community starts noticing you, the ecosystem start noticing to you here. And then they start taking your value, your words as a trusted advisor here. And one thing is very important, that as a thought leadership, you have to be very transparent, very frank, and put the pros and cons here. It should not be a one-sided story and just selling about the product which you are selling or service which you are selling. But you need to articulate a message and let the audience or the community decide which direction to go here. So these are the various ways to do the thought leadership here. Now I move to the content marketing here. Content marketing is a traditional way where everyone are doing. So I'll not go into the detail of the marketing because it's again in-depth. I will take a separate session. If people are interested, please put a comment. I will take a separate session in the marketing here, the focus marketing. But what I mean by content marketing is, first, when we go into any new business development or you do a business development strategy, it is very important to know the geography, the targeted geography which I'm targeting. Is it North America? Is it US? Is it Europe? Is it UK? Is it India? Is it the Asian continent? Is it the Middle East? Targeted industry. Target function. Which business function you are trying to target? Is it the procurement team? Is it the CXO club, the CEOs, the CTOs? Is it the sales? Is it the marketing department? Is it the delivery organization? Is it the RMG organization? It depends upon which business function you are trying to target. Because all of this target is very important, because I want my marketing material to go into this target audience so that the content goes to the right relevant people here. So the more eyeballs goes into my focus content here. Other way is doing a webinar and doing this, presenting this content here. Have a canned webinar, have a live webinar, but keep it in a regular way. I see majority of the people, they do webinar but in irregular fashion here. It is very important to make a standard standing calendar of webinar. If it is a product, talk about your product, make it a canned webinar or make it a live webinar, at least minimum once in a month. because that will drive your mind share with the ecosystem here. Same thing with the service industry here. Other way to drive the content is through my website here. Keep your website updated. Keep your website updated with blogs. Keep your website updated with insights. Keep your website updated with your achievements, with your service offering. If you're tinkering any service offering in your flyers, in your presentation, please see that it reflects again in your thing. And also your organization goals, vision, your organization's the leadership's thought process. It's very important that that becomes a medium of communicating the organization with the people who visit our website here. And then of course, now traditionally I'm seeing people more using also YouTube as a channel to create the content and trying to create a USP. So there are various ways how you can go ahead and do content. Again, from a product perspective, it is very important that how do you sell your product here? What is the USP you bring to? Because there are various products going to be in the marketing in your field, particularly. What is the USP you're bringing to the thing? So number one is that at least you need to know what is those top 3 USPs so that you articulate those top 3 USPs. Again, the USPs here are not the features what we are talking of the product. USPs, what is differentiating the product from the rest of the competition here. Within each USP, you can have the features. Second thing, very important thing for the product is the packaging. And third is the promotion. And finally is the pricing. So these 4 P's are very important for me when I do this content marketing more from a product perspective here. So for example, currently I am trying to work on a new product launch. These are the 4 P's which I keep very critical here. There are other 3 P's also here, but they are more related to digital marketing. So out of the 7 P's, P's which people tell you to focus, I focus only on this first 4 P's here. USP, packaging, the product USP, packaging, pricing, promotion. This will drive my demand. Then it becomes the sales job, how to close this demand, how to convert this demand into closure. So this is what I try to do in my content. Service industry, same thing. It's very important what are the USPs, what you bring differentiator, because there are so many system integrated today in the market. So what is the USP? What is the uniqueness you bring to the table? What is the pricing model? Because today what the world is going through the recession, US is in a technical recession, Europe is going through that. So pricing is becoming very important. What is the differentiator you bring in the pricing? Then the packaging overall. And then the various promotions you are doing it. So this is what more comes from a service industry here. So this is my second business development strategy, which is called as a thought leadership and content management here. Now the third thing which I frequently tell all my startups and where I have interaction or in the consulting where I do to various organizations and also based on my past experiences, sponsorship and advertisement. Now it is very important in the new business development that you have to get, especially if it is a product. Now it is very important that you need to do in year one, you need to market your product here. You need to go into the events. You need to make the speaking plus event, because event alone is not enough here, because people sometimes go ahead and give a banner, give a display or put a logo. That is good, but really fruitful is what I've seen in my experience is a speaking engagement plus sponsorship in the event. This goes hand in hand. I have seen more conversion rate. I have seen more footfalls coming to my website, footfalls coming to a product inquiry, which then of course it becomes a sales. Then how do you take the market qualified lead into the sales qualified lead channel here? Other very important thing is digital advertisement. Because in today's world, in 2022 and where we're moving into 2023, it is very important that digital advertisement is also becoming a norm here. Because the eyeball, the presence, the more you start talking to people. For example, I'll give you a very classic example here. There's a small product company which is trying to build a unique solution for a chartered accountant community here. And they bombarded in all the radio channels here, traditional channel here, because they were trying to target the particular segment here. So what they did is They just bombarded the advertisement in their local radio channels across India. Now, few of the people who have started hearing this again and again, they just inquire to their chartered accountant, what is this new advertisement coming and this people talking about and makes a difference? Can you inquire about it here? And that is where your footfall starts here. Again, there, as I said, there's nothing right or wrong. It all depends upon whether you want to do a traditional paper advertisement, flyers, you want to do radio, you want to do television, you want to do billboards, you want to do through YouTube, you want to do through Twitter, you want to do Facebook. But very important is have a proper strategy and have a proper measuring, tangible strategy here. And it should be flexible because you have to be able to fine tune your digital advertisement strategy based on how market reacts here. There is no one fixed strategy or one fixed solution which fits anyone here. Next new business development strategy which I'll move into is outbound telephone and mail. This is again a traditional way which many of us have done, where we do a cold calling. I still remember my days where you used to take a list, try to do a cold calling, try to get it, try to get a meeting set up, etc. Still it works here. Because I have seen in my personal experience and also in my current experience that at least 2 to 5% we are getting the meeting set up here. It is very important how you articulate your message, make it excitement and try to get a meeting set up. So that is where I feel outbound telecalling is still working, or inside sales is still working, or inside calling is still working here. Profiling is very important, and based on the profiling, how you do the calling. So profiling and calling goes hand in hand with the script, and we see out of every 10 calls, at least 3 to 4 calls are converting into a discussion here. That is the success of it here. Now the discussion can lead into multiple immediate opportunities, it can lead into future opportunities, or it can lead into awareness. So that is why I say it is a success here. Now then it moves to the next stage, it is very important in that stage how we want to close the business here. But from a telecalling perspective, the objective is to make them attract and have a discussion. That is one type. Then there are certain standard services here. For example, if you are selling a licenses of a product here, if you are selling, for example, I'm just giving you are selling Microsoft licenses here, or you are selling SAP licenses, or you're selling Microsoft Office licenses, you're selling Azure services or AWS services, which is a standard here. For example, they want to do a backup. So it is very easy to go ahead to calling, give a quote and try to close a deal or try to close it in a virtual next meeting here. So it depends upon which type of business we are and how do you want to take it across here. But again, key thing in outbound and mail is very important. USP articulation, packaging, because these two is going to drive to the success of that particular activity and engagement here. And of course, the differentiator is very important here. So same thing what we spoke in the content management, it should be crisp how we want to go in this particular thing here. And again, what I've seen is that now people also do it in-house and people also outsource this particular lead generation to get the meeting set up here. Again, there's no right or wrong. It all depends upon the bandwidth and the organization's urgency here. If the urgency to set up the meeting is very high in a new geography, it is better than you go through. For example, if you're trying to penetrate into a US market from India or from any other offshore country here, then it is very important to first in year one to go and do a outsourcing of your lead generation activity here, because the agency knows that market very well. They have done the profiling, the language is on their side, they know the best time to call, they know how to follow up and get the meeting set up, because it is their bread and butter. And as you overshadow and see, you create your backup team, and from a year, mid of year one or from year two, you can do a hybrid strategy, or you can do a dual strategy, or you can completely move back to your into your in-house for inside sales or inside calling here. The next business development strategy is more important, innovation here. I keep on saying this to all my product companies where you have to keep on innovating, keep on adding new features here. Same thing in service industry, innovation is very needed, because once upon a time we were going and saying that okay, it's going to take 6 months for implementation. Now people are expecting in 2 months, 1 month. So how do you fast track? How do you do a prototype? How do you take a quick fix and give it across thing, and then you start modifying in agile methodology? So innovation is becoming a key nowadays. Yeah. So it's very important that you keep on innovating, whether it's from a product features perspective or from a service delivery perspective, so that it's faster time to deliver. Yeah. And time to the market is quicker. Yeah. The next business development strategy is product slash service expansion. Yeah. Innovation, we understood, is adding features, but it is also very important to expand the product capabilities here and also the service capabilities here. I'll give a very good classic example. One of the organization in the service industry, they were implementing CRM, and they became masters in CRM implementation. It is good they are masters in CRM implementation, but also there was another push feedback coming from the their clientele base, that we also want analytics, we also want automation, we also want cloud services here. Now the organization had a two choice here: stick to the CRM or expand the service offering, because there's a demand coming market and complements the service. It's like a cross selling or upselling. And it is very important because you are not allowing another vendor to come into the discussion there. Yeah. Same thing from product expansion. It is very important that there are many startup companies. For example, I have seen that they start up with the ERP capabilities, then they try to move into CRM capabilities, they try to move into HR capabilities, and slowly they try to expand the product capabilities here. So that is another business development strategy to attract new clients here. Then the last one which I like to touch upon is multiple channels. It depends upon which type of business we are coming from. It's very important that we do this multiple channels distribution here. Stores, web, social, mobile. You need to have a strategy based on your product and services, where it fits into it. It's very important that you utilize these channels here. And the last one which I like to say is a combined strategy here. All above 8 points which we talked about: networking, thought leadership and content marketing, sponsorship and advertising, outbound telephone and mail, innovation, product slash service expansion, multiple channels. Now last one which I say is what is very close to my heart is combined strategy. As I told, there's nothing called as right or wrong, but you should be able to combine this strategy at your micro level and try to do the business development based on how the drivers comes in. So you can club all these strategies together and see A plus B, can I get the C, or A plus B plus C is needed, or can I take all the four together and get a big bang approach. So these were the few 8 strategies what I feel based on my experience, critical top business development strategies which I wanted to share with you all. But if you have any more questions you like to do in depth, or you want to have a focused discussion, please feel free to reach out to me through the comment. You have my LinkedIn profile also is there. To the people who are already connected, feel free. I'll be happy to have a discussion. And once again, happy selling, happy business development, and looking forward to exchange ideas. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.